Hi everyone, it's Simon here with a review of Garegga Revision 2016. This is a game that's available on PlayStation 4, but the original game came out in 1996 for arcades. It was ported to the Sega Saturn in 1998. There was a DS version in 2008, I think. And now we've had this 20-year anniversary for the 2016 revision. This is the Korean version that came out in 2016 on your screens. There's also a Japanese version as well, and in 2019, 3 years later, it's now available on the American PlayStation Network account. There's no news of a European release coming, so you're going to have to play around if you want to get this on your PlayStation 4. However, it's been widely regarded over these 20 years as one of the best and most challenging and uniquely challenging vertical shooters that are out there. I really enjoy vertical shooters. I'm terrible at them though, so I'm really sorry that all of the gameplay on this is me failing on the very easy mode. So yeah, sorry in advance, so you'll just have to listen to me talking and understand what I'm trying to say as we go along. There are 3 versions of the game included in the package. So you've got the original arcade from 96, the Sega Saturn port from 1998, and then this 2016 version. There's a few different tweaks between them, but one of the best ones I've found actually is the way how the bullets visually pop in the 2016 version. When this game came out in the 1996 era, it was at that time where we were transitioning from 2D to 3D, and sometimes the way how graphics were made in that era, everything kind of bleeds into each other, and there's a couple of years around that time period where those games for me have aged more than games before and after it, because it was trying out being the first steps of really fully integrating 3D. This game doesn't necessarily go down a 3D route, but it takes some of those thoughts and processes into its graphics. So I'm glad that it's made the bullet stand out more, because in bullet hell games you need clarity, and the 2016 version gives you that. However, the main thrust of why Garegga is an amazing game is this fascinating, unique game mechanic of a real-time difficulty curve changer. So as you see on the screen, you've got your vertical shooter going on in the middle. Left-hand side is all about high scores. The right top-hand side has got something called a rank graph on it. And this is charting the difficulty curve in real time, increasing before your eyes. So every time you shoot and kill something, difficulty might increase a bit. If you're being able to stay alive for longer, difficulty level will increase a bit. Collecting some items, it will go up a bit more. And so essentially, the longer you stay alive, the difficulty curve will ramp up in real time, harder and harder and harder, making the game more ferocious, more fierce, more bullet hell, and more mind-blowingly explosive for you to try and keep alive and stay alive longer. You'll also have some really great information coming towards you, so you know how long it's going to be until the boss arrives. When the boss does arrive, you'll then know how much HP they've got, and so you can start making really interesting strategic decisions. Is the difficulty then going to be so hard when you get to the boss that you know you won't finish it? So it might be, if you're chasing a certain high score, there's a strategic element to kill yourself early, and so that you can then lower the difficulty curve back down again, because it will take a tank when you die, for it to only then start to rebuild itself so that it's at a manageable level for your boss battle or for the certain waves that you always struggle with. And Garegga, across all 3 of the versions of the game, lets you do that. And if you want to, and you're chasing that high score challenge, of which this is the elite high score challenge for me personally, you can really sit there and get into the nuances of when do you want to kill yourself, do you think you can survive that long, and so on and so forth. And there is hours of play to be had if you want to have that in there. You can also change up some of the graphical options as well, so you can add the CRT scan lines and that kind of stuff. You are able to save replays and record score attacks and that kind of stuff. You can also save stuff in the middle of your run as well, so that you can drop back in at certain points, which I find really interesting. So if you really want to go nuts, you can, in theory, save certain versions and be well, maybe I could have gone left or right at this time, or maybe I could have killed myself here and then change the difficulty curve, and so on and so forth. So If you want the detail, it is there for you to go nuts with, and that is something of a labour of love that vertical shooter games don't often get anymore because it's now become such a niche genre. So, yeah, I just wanted to share the love with this. I wanted to also shout out how amazing the soundtrack is. It is a weird mix of, it's like the Top Gear film went clubbing for the night, if that makes sense. It's cinematic, yet techno, yet very 90s. I love it. There is such a big challenge to these games. Essentially, the more times that you complete it on the different modes, you start to unlock more continues, which then make the next level up of difficulty slightly more palatable. I will never get to complete this game properly on like normal or hard modes. I'm a wuss. I go for the easy modes, but even then I'm having a whale of a time playing this game and enjoying myself throughout. Fans of cave shooters, if you're not already aware of this, you will lap this up. Go grab it now. And those of you that like your Ikaguras and that kind of stuff, grab this game. It will be right up your street. I can't recommend it enough, even if it's going to hand my ass to me on a plate every single time. Any comments or questions, please do drop them in the comments below. I must admit, I am by no means an expert on this game. I can only rate it on fun factor alone. And when you're getting your arse handed to you every 5 seconds, but you're still coming back for more because it's so funny and engrossing and such a challenge, I think that says that it's a good game. You guys will take care. Thank you very much for watching. Toodle pip. This channel is just one of my many projects that cover games, music and film. If you enjoy any of these and would consider supporting me to develop further in the future, you can do so by visiting patreon.com/Satorimon. Thank you for your time and for watching the video.